Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to go over my October favorites with you. I can't believe how fast this month went by. My dad has a birthday in October, my husband has a birthday in October, and Halloween is this weekend, and it's like, what? But I would love to know if you have any special plans to celebrate Halloween. My family and I, we're staying in, we're doing a movie marathon, we're ordering pizza, we're gonna just like eat all the chocolate we can find. I really went to the grocery store since we're not passing out candy this year, and I asked everybody, what's your favorite candy? What's your favorite candy? What's your favorite candy? And we got all of the Halloween candy. If we end up with colds later, it's because we ate too much sugar. That's all I have to say. All right, thanks for watching. I have like some things here and they're kind of here and there. I have a lot of lip products. I did not realize how many lip products I had been buying over the last 2 months until I sat down to do this and I was like, whoa. All right, so I have said this many times before. I absolutely love the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I use the shade Fair. This is all I've been using for face coverage. I haven't been wearing foundation. I've tried some other things recently, and I just keep coming back to this. We're all, under the eyes, corners of the nose. I have some spots I'm covering up from hormonal acne, and then my hyperpigmentation spot, and then I just pounced it in with the sponge. And that's all she wrote. And then I set it with powder, but I love this because it gives me some hydrating coverage and just enough so that it blends, and it blends so well you really can't tell where, like if I put some just like right here but I don't have any right here, you really can't tell because it blends so beautifully. I remember a month and a half ago I bought a really high-end face powder. I got the Makeup Forever, what is this, their matte velvet skin. It's all right, but what I have been reaching for over and over and over again surprised me because they're both very affordable. One is from Beauty Pie. This is their One Powder Wonder. It's a perfecting powder. And it looks frightening because it's white in the pan. But after rubbing over it, it does have a little slight white cast, but I find if I don't like gouge in here, it's great for brightening my under eye area, hitting the corners of my nose and my chin. It takes down the shine just a little bit, but this does have the smallest amount of skin-like reflective quality. Ooh, someone's in trouble. I don't know if you heard the siren going by, but I feel like if I don't just really go into this, I don't end up looking like Casper the Ghost. I can just lightly put it here and there. I don't know if this will work for all skin tones, but it very much works like a translucent setting powder, and I love that it's not a flat matte. And it doesn't settle into the crinkles under my eyes. It doesn't accentuate that. It doesn't make me look dry and cakey. It's really beautiful. And on top of that, it's affordable. Now, Beauty Pie, I have a couple of Beauty Pie videos. I will put them in the description bar down below. But there is a membership fee. So it's not like, it's like you have your annual Costco membership fee and then you can shop and use their reduced prices. Kind of same idea with this. But if you have a Beauty Pie membership and you haven't tried this, it's actually really good. The other powder I have been loving and was like a revelation to me is this one. It's from e.l.f. It's their Halo Glow Setting Powder. And I have the shade Light, but there's like nothing on the back. It just says it on the lid. A couple of things surprised me about this. Again, another one of those powders that doesn't accentuate the crinkly, crepey situation that I have that goes under my nearly 46-year-old eyes. Love that. Second of all, another subtle, not glittery, not like over the top type of glow, because this is the powder I'm wearing today. I have highlight on, but I feel like my skin doesn't look dry. My skin doesn't look powdery. My face doesn't look cakey. This is a beautiful powder and it's a really reasonable price. The other thing that I love about it, it has one of those little sifter covers so that you don't end up with like powder all over the inside of the cap. And being that this is a drugstore product, this really impressed me. Another Beauty Pie product that I've continued to reach for, and I love it on the lips and the cheeks, is this. This is the Beauty Pie Super Cheek, and this is their shade French Raspberry. This is a beautiful, like, plummy gorge shade, like tapped onto the cheeks. I won't do it now, but it really is. You don't need a lot. it comes out to be like a really beautiful, and this is the deepest shade they have, a really pretty shade. And I feel like it blends well with a sponge. It blends well with my fingers. I prefer it when I use a really dense brush like this that you might use for foundation. Like I'll tap it on and then I'll just start pressing it in like this. And I find that it diffuses it without picking anything else up. Now, if I'm using this product, since it is a cream, I don't set my face first. So I'll, put my concealer on. I will put on a liquid contour and this blush. Speaking of which, liquid contour. I've also been loving this one from Beauty Pie. This is their Quick Color Contour Super Gel in the shade Light. These two things together give you chiseled cheeks and a pop of color, and it's beautiful. I've talked about 3 Beauty Pie products here, and none of these are the sort of products that I would say you need to join Beauty Pie for, but if you're already a Beauty Pie member and you haven't tried, definitely worth a try. Definitely. This should be no surprise, I'm still totally in love with the Anastasia brow pen. This little teeny tiny, brush tip gives me the most believable brows. And surprisingly, I have found a drugstore, really affordable drugstore brow gel that I like. And it is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I initially got it in the wrong shade. I got the shade Brunette, and Brunette tends to be a lot warmer. It looks more auburn rusty. And the one that I'm using now is a neutral brown, and you might be able to see the difference in these two. This is the shade that works for me. This is the shade that doesn't. But if you have, like a really beautiful warm tone to your hair, if you have maybe some red highlights or auburn altogether, I would go Brunette because I don't think they have like a red option. But for $3, I said, you know what, I want to try this again because this was a fail for me in my e.l.f. Full Face of e.l.f., which I will link for you here, that I did this month. But I thought the formula might be good enough, and I'm so glad I got it because it really is really good when you actually use the shade that matches your hair. I've tried a lot of blush recently, but the one blush that keeps me coming back is the one that I'm wearing today, and it's this. Oh, it's this. This is the Wayne Goss, the Weightless Veil Blush Palette. This is Coral Rose. And so you have this beautiful corally pink shade here, and the highlight. I love this highlight so much. And when you blend it out, it's blingy and beautiful, but if you buff it in, it's not too much, where it gives you a little bit, but I feel like I did add on a little bit more before I shot this video, but I really do feel like you can get a really soft, beautiful, natural looking glow without it being too much. I haven't been wearing a ton of eyeshadow. I mean, I am today, but the one thing I will tell you, I either put bronzer in the crease or I reach for this. This is another Wayne Goss product. I know. But I use this shade here and this shade here. So this one is a matte kind of warm brown, and this one is a satin brown. It leans just a hair cooler, but I use these two shades here in the crease, and then a little bit of this shade here, which I used to use as a highlight before I got the other one, just kind of like on the lid. Easiest, and if you use a really, really light hand, it looks more like eye contouring and less like eyeshadow, and I like that. Today I am actually using the black. I'm using, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The only shade I'm not using is this one. I'm using 5 out of the 6 shades today, and I love this. This is like my go-to, don't have time to think about it, want something really easy. This is the palette I've been reaching for. I think we're down to lips, and there's a lot. I'm so sorry. All right. As you can see, I have really used this product a lot. This is the Wonder Gloss Collagen Lip Oil from Beauty Pie. This is the shade Jammy. Like, I've used a third of this and I've had it for a month. That says a lot. It has a nice sweet scent to it. It does have a slightly, not too much, a little bit of a tingle. I'd say a 2 out of 10 on the tingle scale. So it's not gonna make you feel like, get this off my lips. I like the way this looks. I also like the fact that when you put it on, it has color to it. It's not a lot. You can build it up. You can make it a little bit more intense, but I love this. And I feel like for me, this plus this French raspberry shade on the cheeks is beautiful. So I also did a full face of e.l.f. makeup. And I told you this was really good. And two other things that I have been reaching for. And for me, there might be things that are good, but if they inspire me to continue reaching for them and I'm not paying attention that I'm reaching for it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I've been using that a lot, has been these two products. The first one is their Ride or Die Balm, and this is in the shade Tough Cookie. I love this. First of all, it feels really good. You kind of, now that it's colder where I live, you kind of have to really give it a squeeze. It's a pretty thick balm, I'm not gonna lie. Today when I went out for my cup of coffee, it was 20 degrees outside. I'm like, what happened to fall? Fall just went away. This is the shade Tough Cookie, so it is glossy. It's a little sticky, but not bad. Sticky like it'll stay in place, not sticky and traily and goopy. I don't like it when stuff is so thick it starts sticking to itself and it goops up. But this has been really nice. The other thing that's nice about it is if you want a sheer, you don't want to use that much, you can really sheer it out, and it's a really pretty shade. It also is nourishing and comfortable to wear. This one, there's a caveat, but I love this. This is the e.l.f. Sheer Slicks. I have the shade Black Cherry. So I don't know that you'll notice, but like I'm already like maybe a good quarter of an inch through this. It used to be like all the way up here, and now it's not. I love this shade because it's like a, well, black cherry. It's a blackened plum shade. The one thing I will say is that if your lips are not perfectly exfoliated, this catches and it really accentuates the little lines or the little flakes of dry skin. So I like this best when I'm straight out of the shower, I've exfoliated my lips and I put a little hydrating layer on them and then I put it on. If my lips get dry throughout the day and I put this on, it can look a little like it's clinging to dry patches. But that's me. This is like a $5 lip product and I love this. I have told you forever that I love a sheer lipstick, and this is a beautiful $5 drugstore sheer lipstick. Just exfoliate your lips and you will not be sad. The other thing is it's super comfortable, and this black cherry shade is really pretty and flattering. Fall and winter, love this. I tried the lip cushion from M Cosmetics. I have one of their new shades. This one is called Mystic. Okay, I just pulled the cap off and I was like, oh, I don't like that. As you can see, there is like stuff everywhere. This is like a gloss in stick form, but it looks like that. This I love so much. It's super comfortable. It is pillowy, it is plush, it is cushiony. It makes my lips feel like $1,000. Love this stuff. Now, the packaging is hard because it's a really soft product, so you're gonna get a lot of like stuff going everywhere. So every, I don't know, about a week, I'll just pull something out, clean around the packaging, because as I put it on, the excess does tend to hit the side of the plastic here, and then I get it in the cap, and then I leave. I don't like it when things look messy and kind of, but the color, beautiful. The formula is really nice, and it is kind of longer wearing than I would expect a kind of gloss and stick form to be. The color is pretty and it fades nice, but it also leaves your lips really soft. It feels like it's not just pretty and sheer and colorful, but like a sheer formula that has color to it. It also leaves my lips feeling nourished. I like that a lot. I also have been loving this lip quad. This is the True Lip Gloss from M Cosmetics. I got this set for $25. Oh my goodness, such good shades. Now, I will tell you, the one I have been wearing the most, I do love Moroccan Sunset. I have loved that one a lot, but I have been wearing this one here. I think this is Lotus Blossom. Yeah, Lotus Blossom a lot. And this is one that I would think that would be normally a little bit too corally peach for me, but on an almost no makeup day, it brings a little bit of life to your cheeks and is really pretty. And I do the same thing with this that I do with Moroccan Sunset, is that I will take some from my lips, tap it out like this on my cheeks, and give myself color, and I feel like I'm no longer zombie mommy. Now these other two shades here, this one here is Caramel Glaze and this is Magic Hour. I like mixing these two together because this one is a little too light and this one's a little too deep, but together they make a beautiful shade. So I have been using these guys a lot. So time got away from me. My kids called me to do something with them and now it's like the end of the day. And so my coffee is still here and it's probably not delicious anymore. We're just gonna have to say goodbye to that. I was in the middle of my favorites and then poof, the day disappeared. So I'm gonna finish this up and I do have a couple of fails for you and I definitely wanted to talk about those. But I love the new Lisa Eldridge lip products. I would normally say lipsticks, but she came out with more than just lipsticks with her latest release and I am so here for it. The first thing that I'll tell you is her lip liner. This is her Enhance and Define lip liner. This came in a set. And this lip liner is in the shade Beauty. It corresponds to a velvet lipstick in the same name that she released last fall. This is the liner that came in a set with a new shade she released. So I think she may only have like 4 or 5 specific lip liners. They're not available for sale yet. The only way to get one is if you buy one of those floral pouch kits. But I got the one called Blush, and I was hoping it would be the blush gloss, the blush lipstick, and a blush liner, and it's not. And I think that they're similar enough. It works really, really well. But what I like about this, first of all, is that the cap is on here like super tight. This puppy is not going to dry out. Second of all, it glides really, really easily, and it's creamy, but then it sets. Feels very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat. It's a little bit creamier and a little more gel-like than my favorite lipstick lip liner, which is the Wayne Goss lip liner. I love this one, but I like that this one here this is the Wayne Goss one in mauve. This is the one in Beauty from Lisa Eldridge, but I feel like these are going to be contenders for my most used lip liners. This one, it's already, we love enough that we sharpen it and it's going to disappearing. That's fine. I'll get another one. But I do think the formula of this one is great. It doesn't tug. It doesn't pull. It's a little creamier than the Wayne one, but I think the longevity is really, really nice. In that set, it's probably my most favorite and most reached for lipstick since these arrived at my doorstep almost 2 weeks ago. This is the shade Blush. And it is the most beautiful, kind of cool, mauve-y, plummy tone. I was sure this was going to be similar to one of the other things. First of all, the formula I love. I love. It's definitely a matte lipstick, but it doesn't feel matte. I've tried like the retro mattes, even the regular mattes from MAC, the matte lipsticks from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Those are the ones that I can really think of that when you put them on, like it pulls, like your whole face shifts as you're trying to wipe it on, and it's so stiff, it's kind of like, Argh. It doesn't glide at all. These glide beautifully. They have something in them that makes them, even though the appearance is matte, the feeling isn't, my lips are on the verge of becoming a desert, because usually that's what happens with me and matte lipsticks, even bullet lipsticks. Don't get me started about liquid lipsticks, but I feel like Lisa's matte velvet formula is beautiful. But this shade, there's something interesting about it. This is the one in Velvet Beauty. I was like, this might be very similar to it. And this one is definitely more pink. This one has a lot more depth to it. I feel like, and the way she describes it is it was inspired by kind of like the idea of boudoir lips, the type of lip color that a lot of people in Rococo paintings had, where their lips had kind of like that flush, but almost like a blue undertone. That's exactly what this is. And my favorite thing to do, not gonna lie, is put it on and then blur it out. Ooh, beautiful. Now, I would show you the accompanying lip gloss that came with the liner and the lipstick in the little floral bag, but that gloss is living in my purse. I've been using that like nonstop, and it's beautiful. I did pick up another gloss, and the one thing that I will tell you that I don't love about this, I thought I was gonna like the shape of the doe foot. I don't. I end up somehow, because it's rounded, let me wipe it off for you so you can see it. It's kind of circular, and it doesn't seem like it would be that much larger than other doe foots. This, by the way, is a gorgeous shade. It's right here. It's called Muse. Muse is my favorite nude from last fall's release, but I love that she came out with this shade in a gloss. And I have a little bit of this on top of the lipstick I was wearing earlier. But the one problem I had is that you get enough to apply all over, but because this guy is round and I haven't figured out how to apply it well, I always get gloss outside my lip line. And that's probably user error, but I don't have any other applicators that have kind of like this rounded shape to them. They're more teardropped, or they're more angled, or they're a complete flat paddle. Even though it's covered in velvet, this is definitely a very different shape, and I thought it would make applying things easier. I just find that I end up getting gloss outside of where I want it. So I'll put it on and then I'll do this. Like I'm, kind of wiping my mustache. I'm just wiping the excess gloss off. I did get 3 of her 4 new shades. The only shade I didn't get was a bright magenta shade, and I kick myself now. I've seen other people wearing it and I really want it, but I'll pick it up next time I order. The ones that I have used the most, this one right here, Velvet Blush, and the one I was wearing before I put gloss on top, which is Velvet Affair. This is such a beautiful, warmish nude, but it's darker. And I was sure that this was like, it's not that big a deal. It's just another nude. It's speechless. That's me right now. It's like the best warm nude. It's kind of like a toasted almond nude. It's the color that's neutrally but a little bit warm but not so warm. So if you're wearing kind of like a rusty eye, it's not going to be too matchy, but it's going to kind of help anchor the look. I really love this lipstick. And then with the gloss over the top, the Muse gloss, oh yeah. So the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, hooray. Now, I knew that was going to be the case because I've never been disappointed by any of her formulations. I love them all. But the shades, yes. And I was sure Velvet Dragon was going to be like my new fave because I love me a red lipstick. And I think I'll wear this more. I remember saying in that video that it makes my teeth look a little bit yellow. I just haven't taken the time to whiten my teeth yet. And I mean to, and I don't. And I mean to, and I don't. And I'm going to, because it's a beautiful lipstick, and that's just me. If I don't get this off, I'm going to get it on my clothes. Give me a sec. That liner from Lisa Eldridge, I've been wiping everything else off here. And you really, once it sets, it's there. You really want to get it up. You're going to need something, some soap or some, because it's there. Which is, I think, bodes really well for a long wear, no budge situation. If you want to make sure that things aren't leaving your lip line, this would be a great product for that. I just didn't realize it was this budge proof because I haven't been trying to wear it off. When it comes to fails, I'm one of those people, it might be an okay product. It might be totally fine. It might work for somebody else, but if it doesn't inspire me to want to reach for it, it's kind of a fail. I have been really selective in letting in things this year where I don't just go and just buy stuff on a whim. I do some research. I make sure it's not going to be, I'm trying to make sure it's not going to be duping something I already have in my collection intentionally. If I know I have a lot of shades like this, I'll try and get something else. But these are the products that definitely let me down. The biggest one for me is the Beauty Pie highlighter. Their Shimmer Bar. This is the shade Lumineer. There are better highlights out there. And this is not an expensive product. I think it was like 10 or 11 bucks, but it comes down to you need to pay a membership to be able to buy this product. And on top of paying a membership, there's shipping involved. It comes from the United Kingdom. And so I'm paying shipping and a membership fee. So I'm spending like $40 in membership plus shipping to get about $100 worth of makeup. There's better stuff at the drugstore. It's okay. It's not the best. It felt a little powdery at times. I would skip it. Another Beauty Pie product that I was really hoping to love, and I did love initially when I first got it and the weather was warmer, was their Unbeatable Concealer. This is shade 45. I think it's their lightest shade. I'm one of those people that unless I'm filming or I'm going to an event where I really feel like I want like a full glam look, I wear much lighter weight makeup during the week. So if you were to bump into me, like in the before times, if you were to bump into me at the grocery store, I'd have concealer, I might have something in my brows, blush, and lipstick. I don't always wear a full face. And this is the sort of concealer I would have wanted to, because it was lightweight, it blended in from like where I needed to conceal to the rest of my skin to not look too heavy. And this was like my perfect medium coverage, looks like skin concealer. And then the cold weather hit. And it went from being in like when this arrived, it was still in like the 90s. And now, last night, it was like in the teens. Weather has shifted in my part of the country. Washington has embraced winter way too soon. And my skin is now not playing well with this. I'm seeing it catch in my crepey under eye area. I'm seeing it settle in the corners of my nose. And then like right in through here where I do have some, I don't put it all over my face like foundation, but I'll put it here where I have redness around my nose and then I'll blend it out. I find that it kind of settles into my pores and it looks like I have little pinpricks of concealer. And I was like, wait, you never did that before. And it could be this is a warmer weather concealer, or it works better concealing over foundation. I don't know. Other products that are still in that affordable range that didn't work for me. And again, this is not that they didn't work. I just didn't love them as much as other stuff. One of them is this. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. This is the shade Forever Sunkissed. The shade is perfect. The problem I had is that I did find where I would have like gaps, like it was patchy, like blending, 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 and then there's a little gap. And there is no amount of me putting more product in that area where I could get it. Or it would look fine, and then halfway throughout the day, I'd notice that my bronzer started to look patchy. So maybe it's, I don't know. It's a good color. I want to love it because the price is really great, but I'm still reaching for more expensive bronzers over this. Is it bad? No. Could you make it work? Absolutely. Am I inspired to reach for it? Same with these guys, these face duos from e.l.f. And here's the part that's so disappointing. Like these shades right here in blush, they're all kind of light and peachy, and that's really great. And I like the blushes more than I liked the highlights. Although I feel like the highlighters perform better. I feel like you get better pigmentation from them. I feel like they last longer throughout the day. Every single one of these shades where the blush works, the corresponding highlight is too dark. So if I want to use the blush, I got to use a different highlight. And then it defeats the idea of having a duo. I don't know. If I do use it like highlight, like on the high points of my face, when it's not hitting the light and I turn this way, it looks like I smudged like dark eyeshadow there. It just doesn't work for me. The other thing I'll tell you is my favorite blush brush is the one from e.l.f., the e.l.f. $3 blush brush. And I use this with every blush I have. Hourglass, Wayne Goss, Charlotte Tilbury, like all the expensive guys down to here. I couldn't pick this stuff up with their own brush. It was like, and it works perfect with everything. Everything else. I don't know. So these, I don't know whether it's blushes were hard to pick up and the highlighters were too dark. I just am not, it's not bad, it's just not working for me. So maybe it's not inspiring me to reach for it, and I think that says something. Let me know if you discovered something new, if you tried something for the first time that you love. It could be a TV show, it could be a book, it could be a food item, it could be a beverage, whatever it is, let me know in the comments down below. And if you had some makeup favorites and fails, always love to know what those are. Thank you so much for watching today. Have an amazing day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.